This is the Digital Savage Experience Podcast, hosted by Roman Prokopchuk, bringing you all things digital marketing, tech, business, and motivation. What's stopping you from becoming relentless in all aspects of life? Are you ready to become a digital savage? Let's get into today's episode.
Hey everyone, this is Roman Prokopchuk, and this is the Digital Savage Experience, episode 59. Time is not your friend. So whatever you're hearing on social media or anything else in terms of gurus and motivational speakers putting out information, a lot of them are saying, you're young, you're 20, 30, 40, 50, you're still young, you have time ahead of you to get stuff done, to reach your goals. That's true, but time is not on your side. It is not your friend. You can't depend on you being 20 and you having 50, 60 more years ahead of you. Yes, there are medical advancements that are happening every day, every month, every year, year after year as technology gets more advanced, but you can't depend on that. If you ever experienced a loss close to you, whether it's somebody that was already in old age, somebody that died young from, different causes, you know that time is not guaranteed. So some people that I agree with for certain things in terms of strategy and direction put out information on the other end where they tell people and make it seem to them like they have all the time in the world to become who they want to be, do what they want to do, and that's not necessarily true. Yes, when you're younger, technically you have more time. Let's say you're in 18, 19, 20. Most 18, 19, 20-year-olds have a lot less bills, a lot less responsibilities than somebody, say, 30, 35, 40. So I agree with that. But saying that, jump around, try everything as much as possible, in your 20s or for the next, 10 years out of college, live, in an apartment with 10 other people and just try everything and see what fits. Yes, I agree maybe to a certain extent, but for the most part, you should understand what your strengths and weaknesses are. You should have self-awareness enough to do so. Granted, not everyone has that, but you should. And you should develop that over time. It should actually start when you're super young, junior high school. That's where I think the educational system in the U.S. for primary and secondary education should be totally revamped, and things that kids learn and only use one time in school and never again need to be replaced with common sense, real world stuff, including things that develop their strengths and their skill sets and their desires in terms of what they want to do with the rest of their life. So the younger you do that, the better it's going to be. And you don't necessarily, like I said, have the time. You can't be wishy-washy. You can't just say like, oh, this year I'm going to be, working on a cruise ship, and next year I'm going to do this, and the following year I'm going to be a chef. If you want to live that type of life, that's fine. I'm not putting you down. But if you want to get from point A to point B in the fastest amount of time, you need to focus, devote all your energy to what you're good at, what you're passionate about, and take it from there. Now, after that, you have two routes. The entrepreneurial route, where obviously you're still in the trenches, you're learning, you're hustling, you're networking, you're doing your thing, you're dependent on yourself for success and failure. And then the other road, you're going on more of a corporate structure. So you report to somebody. You may work at a big company or a small company. Your job is a little bit more stable or safe per se, and you're looking to advance up a proverbial corporate ladder. So in that point, you're looking to do the best job you can and impress your colleagues and people you report to, get promoted, get bonuses, do well on your reviews, and so on and so forth. And with that, you need time. So you start out on a, let's say, entry-level job like a strategist or a specialist when I'm referring to digital marketing, and you want to get to a team lead or a director or a VP of marketing or a senior VP of marketing or a chief marketing officer, skipping around for 10 years and then finally figuring out that you want to do marketing, but marketing in the corporate sense and working at somebody else's company, that's never going to happen, in my opinion, because you may get a lot of random experience, but for roles like that, they want people with super specific experience. And that's not going to happen when you've had 10 jobs in 10 years of different skill sets, different industries. So yes, you can still do anything you want to do. And I'm not saying, you have to rush and kill yourself in terms of working 20 hours a week or 20 hours a day. 20 hours a week is nice too, honestly. So 20 hours a week and you're doing what you love doing, awesome. But working 20 hours a day, or even obviously even less, let's say 14 hours or 12 hours, and not putting time towards your health, your family, your friends, anything else, your passions, your hobbies, you're going to live a miserable life. So although you'll get ahead, possibly, if you're putting your time in the right places and you're doing what you need to do and staying focused, but other than that, you're also kind of wasting time in the sense that you're just bombarding things and not enjoying your life. So I'm not saying go out, ball out, go to the club, do this, do that, go on vacations every 5 seconds. If you have the opportunity and basically the means to do so, you can do that as well. But time is something that doesn't stop. It's scary to think how fast it goes, because when you're little, I still remember when I was 5, 6 years old, I remember in kindergarten, and at that age, you want to grow up so fast, you want to get older, you want to drive, you want to, be an adult, you want to do things for yourself. And as I got older, got my license, after a few years, I wish I had somebody driving me. That thing got old so fast driving, and it's still not as fun. Well, maybe where I am is a congested area, somewhere maybe in Europe or driving on the Autobahn in Germany is a lot funner or more fun, but in terms of where I drive, it's not as fun. So time goes by really quickly, regardless if you focus your time on specifically work and career, specifically more so on family, you try to balance it out, or however you live your life. But understand that you do not have all the time in the world, even if you're 18, 19, 20 years old, because things happen, unexplained things in terms of health and, unspeakable accidents and things of that nature, catastrophes, terrorist attacks. The world is ever moving, and there's a lot of bad things in this world that affect a lot of people of different ages. So don't think you have all the time in the world. Take every moment, understand it, enjoy it, because at the end of the day, all you're going to have is those memories. The people that have passed that you've loved or you cherished and cared about, they're gone. Their time is up. They did everything they could in the time they had to a certain extent. They may have regretted doing some things or not doing some things at the end, but that proverbial hourglass ran out of sand. You still have that sand. You still have the option to make a choice, do your thing. So take the right one. Use your time wisely. You don't have a lot of it.
If you're like me, finding a place to eat is never an easy thing to do. Whether I'm in my hometown of Ewing, New Jersey, or traveling, I always find myself wishing I had a trusted friend I could call to tell me where to eat. the infatuation is that friend. The infatuation helps you find the right restaurant for any situation. Need a place for a first date? Trying to find a spot for your birthday that you don't want to celebrate except you also kind of do? The infatuation has you covered in all of these situations and many more. So if you ever need to find a place to eat but don't want to read through thousands of unreliable crowdsourced reviews, hit up theinfatuation.com or download their free app for iOS and Android to search thousands of restaurant reviews and guides in 22 major cities around the world. Or let the infatuation do the work for you by sending a text to 64560. A real person will respond and help you find a restaurant that's perfect for whatever situation you find yourself in.
This podcast has been brought to you by Nova Zora Digital. Find out how Nova Zora Digital can help your company grow online. Learn more at novazoradigital.com. Until next time, all you digital savages.